Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video, and we talk about a newly shown product. This time we have from the Batman movie, Batman himself. So very excited to see this figure. They teased it a while back, a good month ago I'd say. They teased the figure as well as the Batcycle. So it's great to actually get it finally on pre-order. They not only did Batman, but they also have done the Bat Signal. So that is also available. And there's a bunch of different ways to buy this Batman. There's a standard, there's a deluxe, there's the Bat Signal by itself, or there's the whole shebang, which is Batman with his deluxe accessories with the Bat Signal as well. So I'll talk about all of that, especially once we get into the pricing of this guy. But let's start off with just Batman himself. I believe this is the only shot that also shows the Batmobile. So not sure if that's something that's just a printed background or if that's truly a 1/6 scale Batmobile that they're working on. I'm not sure. It looks like it's there, but I again am not 100% sure, so can't dwell on it too much, unfortunately. But that Batmobile is completely bitchin' in the movie, so it would be really cool if they do 1/6 scale. Overall, though, just talking about Batman himself, he's looking great. I think this is a really solid figure, and it's a bit refreshing because I feel like I've just been kind of getting hit with disappointing Hot Toys as of late, with Dr. Octopus and Peacemaker, like characters that I wanted a Hot Toys for and just are really disappointed with the result of it. So to get one like this, which I'm overall just very happy with, that's a nice palate cleanser, you know, and it had me worried for Hot Toys for a little bit there, but it looks like they've delivered. This does come with an unmasked head sculpt, which is great, especially when it's a character that they might do multiple versions of in the future, especially with later renditions, films-wise, things like that. Sometimes they'll do the first one with no head sculpt, so then they can, you know, do one in the future that does have a head sculpt. So it's nice to see that that's not the case here. They're starting it off strong, and they're just going to give us everything that you need with the figure right off the bat. So that's great. I think that the Robert Pattinson head sculpt does look pretty good too. I don't think it's, you know, 100% spot on, but I think it's quite nice. I think that I like their choice to do the eye makeup around his eyes. To be honest, he doesn't really take off the cowl while wearing this suit very much in the film. I can't actually picture it, to be honest. If he does it, it must just be in the Batcave. I assume that that's the only time that it's happened. No time in the field does he ever do it. So it's not a very iconic look, I think, unmasked head with the Batsuit on. However, it is an option. Speaking of options, he does come with a bunch of different alternative kind of mouthpieces, which is great. It's something that I definitely would expect with the Batman figure. You have on the far left the angry but teeth clenched. In the middle you have just the stern, and then on the right you've got like the mouth pierced a little bit, almost like he's about to say something, seeing something, something like that. Overall, I think that the face sculpt unmasked looks a little bit better than masked, to be honest. I think that masked looks a little odd, and you know what? Actually, looking at the unmasked head sculpt, I think the best part of it is the upper half, the jawline, the nose, and up. I think that the mouth is a little bit off to me, so I think that that's why I feel like the masked head sculpt, the likeness falls a little bit compared to unmasked, because it's mainly just the mouth. So overall, I think it's good. I think it's serviceable. However, I don't think that it's fantastic. I by far think that the stern one from the center is the best one, though. It has the best likeness of the three. You can also add to the expressiveness of the mouthpieces with the fact that although they're not calling this a DX figure, it has the thing that makes DX figures DX, and that's the eye rolling system that allows you to actually move the eyes. So very happy about that. That's always a treat when a figure has it included. I love being able to do those eye movements, and with a character like Batman, it's great because obviously looking side to side, but you can also have him looking up so that it gives him a meaner look, which I think is always quite fun. Here's kind of a wide shot of the figure, with the mask off. Again, I think it looks cool, but since you really don't see him do that very much at all, or if he does, it's just in the Batcave, I don't know how many people will display him like this, but I do think it's cool that you do have the option. I'm very happy that there's the unmasked head. We get a very clear look at the Batcycle as well, not quite on pre-order yet, but that'll probably be like the next thing that goes up. And I'll definitely at the end of this talk about what I want to see from this film. I have seen the film. I've seen it twice at the time of filming this. I saw the early previews, the IMAX early preview on Tuesday, and this Cine Capri early preview on Wednesday. So overall, very much enjoyed the film. I won't go into any details in this video, of course, but overall, really liked it. A very strong Batman film. Here's a nice shot of him on the base. This is the most representative of what you're gonna have at home, because everything else has cool backdrops and neat lighting, and no bases, of course. This is kind of how he's gonna look at your house. So I like that they're starting to include shots like that. Here's the same image but redder, and then some more shots of the figure himself. The armor and the suit I think does look quite good. I like the fabric pieces that they're using in the suit. It does have a bit of a Captain America type of look. I hope that he isn't as hindered when it comes to his range of motion, especially in the legs, as Captain America was. This figure, just based on the costume itself, is not going to be super, he'll be well articulated, but the range of that articulation is not going to be fantastic. But as long as it's pretty good, I'd like it just, a step above Captain America, basically. Closer shot of that head sculpt, again, looking quite nice. Here he is with his the batarang, the kind of shooting the cable there. Very interesting in the film. It just kind of shoot out of his wrist gauntlet there. It's not like a separate gun that attaches to the waist or anything like that. So that's cool to see. It's nice that it's represented very nicely here as well. And the articulation, again, it looks good. I think that it looks solid. Especially shoulders and elbows look really nice. It's the thigh area that I'm concerned about. He does have his batarang here. It can be removed from his chest, of course. And then here is the standard release. Here's everything that you get with it. Obviously, you get the figure, the 3 mouth sculpts. You get the batarang gun, as well as a kind of extension cord for the piece that it does shoot out. A standard base, standard set of hands, the extra head sculpt. Then you have some other accessories here. You have the batarang opened and collapsed. You have these 3 things, which I'll be quite honest, I don't know what they are. Just looking at it, I can't quite tell. Flashlights of some kind. I'm not sure why he has 3 though. Maybe I'll see the movie again and really get it. But just looking at them, I'm a little. Unless they're just things that are meant for his belt, but I don't see them on his belt, so I'm not sure, to be honest. He comes with a pair of handcuffs, which I think is odd. There's no point in the movie where I can think of him using handcuffs, so I'm not quite sure why he includes that, but he includes it. And my favorite accessory of all is the Riddler letter, so the Halloween card. It looks like it's complete, where not only can you open the envelope, but the card's inside and the card is complete, and the inside of the card is complete as well. So I really like that accessory. I think that's pretty awesome. Going forward, we've got the bat signal. Not a ton to talk about with this, but I do think that they've done a great job with the bat signal itself. The paneling on the actual piece itself looks great. I think that they've done a great job actually sculpting each and every individual panel itself, and then the kind of bat signal that it looks like it's just crudely cut out of just some a rusted beam or something, and then placed on there. So I like that. It's got a very gritty look to it, so I think that looks really cool. And you can almost pretend, if you're trying to make a bat signal but not say it's a bat signal, you can it just kind of looks like it fell apart that way, so it works. So I think that's very neat. Obviously, it does fully light up, and they give you this kind of shot of it, so you can kind of light it up on the floor, on the wall or something, and it will give you a pretty clear look of the bat signal, the design itself, which I think is very cool. Overall, really neat piece. I think that this is something that adds a lot, not 100% necessary. It's something that I'm going to skip personally, but I do really like it. So now talking about some of the deluxe pieces that you only get with the deluxe version of this Batman. You have a different style base, and we'll get a better shot of that in a moment. But first, one of the main kind of extra accessories is also his flight suit like this. Obviously very different from your typical Batman stories where he uses the cape to kind of glide. He actually has a full wingsuit, very realistic, the way that people in real life glide. That's how he does it. So he comes with that. I can't imagine anybody displaying him with that. And also, even just for pictures, it's not like he looks cool in it. So I applaud them giving us, just everything. I certainly don't dislike that. But to be honest, I find this accessory a lot. It's something that they put a lot of time into, and I don't think it's worth it. I don't think anybody is going to actually use that. And then here's the shot of the base. What's interesting about the base is that it has like a few different options. So it looks like the steps and the actual base itself are separate pieces. So you can put the steps up here. You can move the railings. So you can kind of do a few different configurations. I find this base weird. I don't really get it because I assume that this base is basically like supposed to look like the side of the building that he does jump off from the glide. But at the same time, the reverse of that is not this like lit up step metal kind of railing. So I am confused as to what they're going for. The back almost looks like the club, and then the side looks like the side of the building. So I'm not sure. So although I like the idea of the base, I don't think it's executed particularly well, to be honest. And then he does come with this gun. I've seen the movie twice. I don't remember that gun being used, unless like it shot gas or something like that. I just don't remember that. So as far as the additional accessories, to be honest, I don't think that they're worth it. For me personally, they're definitely not. For you, it's obviously completely up to you, but I personally don't feel like there's really anything with the extras that I would spend the extra money for. To be honest, and this is kind of crazy, but my favorite extras are the pieces for the base, like the extra top pieces for it, and then the backdrop. I kind of think that those are neat. But again, the gun, I don't even remember. I'm definitely not going to display him with that. The base, I have issues with, so I don't think I'd display him with that either. And then the flight suit, I would definitely never use. And then, of course, you can, if you'd like to, purchase the whole 9 yards and get the whole thing. So you get the standard with the deluxe accessories with the bat signal. So you can get it all. And to kind of go over some of the details with that, here we have Batman on pre-order. So just the standard version is the $300 version. $300 for a standard figure is a ton. It really is. We got to the point where about $275 was the max for your basic figure. So this is quite a jump. The one thing that makes me think that it's a bit more worth it is that I do think that he, accessory-wise, comes with quite a bit. Having the extra head sculpt's good, and the main thing is it's basically a DX figure, even though they don't say it's DX, because it has the rolling eye system. So because of that, 300 is more than I would have liked. I would have liked this thing to be back down to 270 to 290 maybe, but for me it is worth it. I definitely want this Batman. This is definitely a figure that I'm going to get, and this is the version of the figure I'm going to get. I'm going to get the standard one. The deluxe version, of course, is an option as well. That just comes with the additional accessories. That's going to be $375. So you're basically paying $75 for the base, the flight suit and that gun. So it's up to you. Me personally, again, not worth it. But you can basically just take a look at those extra accessories and determine if $75 is worth it for you. The bat signal is $160 by itself, and then the one that comes with everything is $515, which is a $20 savings if you were to buy them separate. So if you bought this deluxe figure and the bat signal separate, you'd be paying an extra $20. So I personally do not think that that's a very good discount. I think that the deluxe one with everything, including the signal, should be a bigger savings than just $20. That's very little, because you're paying $515 for a figure and the bat signal. So that's quite overpriced in my opinion. But again, I am very excited for this figure. I do 100% plan to pre-order it, and yeah, can't wait to actually get it in my collection and have another Batman for the shelf. I do hope that they continue the line. They, of course, will continue it at least with the Batcycle, but there's the question of whether they'll do the Batmobile. That would be really cool to see. Don't know if I'd have the room to display that, if it would be worth it, and the amount of space it would take up to actually deem it worthy for me. However, I'd love to see it. And then more character-wise, I would absolutely love a Riddler for sure, a Catwoman Catwoman would be awesome as well. So hopefully they do those two. Penguin, I found Penguin to be a standout in the film. To be honest, if they made him, I'd probably pick him up too, but I seriously doubt they'll do Penguin. But Riddler and Catwoman, I think, are definitely a chance for her, so fingers crossed that they end up doing those figures as well. But there you go, that's my thoughts on this new Batman Deluxe figure with the Bat Signal. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.